Welcome to English Audio Club. Today we learn English through a story. So, let's start it. Emily couldn't sleep at all during the night. She was very excited. Early in the morning, her father called her. "Wake up, Emily. It's time to go. The station is far from here." Emily quickly got dressed. She didn't eat breakfast because she was feeling nervous. She was going to visit her aunt in Brighton. This was her first time traveling alone by train. Emily and her father walked out of their village. It took them a long time to reach the station. They got there at midday. The train arrived soon. It was almost empty. Emily got on the train. She was a bit scared. It was her first time going far from home alone. Her father said, "Your aunt will meet you in Brighton. Be careful. Don't talk to strangers." The train started quickly. It moved faster and faster. Emily looked out the window and saw her father getting smaller, then he disappeared. The train ride was long. Emily saw many fields, trees, animals, and small villages pass by. After a while, she felt very sleepy. She slowly fell asleep. When Emily woke up, it was dark outside. She felt small and lost. She was far from her home. There was a man in the train carriage with her. He was big and had very short hair. His face had a long scar, and he looked a bit scary. But he smiled at Emily and said, "You're awake. Where are you going?" Emily remembered what her father told her. She said nothing. The man asked, "Are you going to Portsmouth?" Emily said, "No, I'm going to Brighton." The man looked surprised. "Brighton? We passed Brighton 2 hours ago. You were asleep." Emily felt very scared. She didn't have money to go back. Her aunt was waiting at the station in Brighton. The man saw she was worried and said, "Don't worry. I will help you. What's your name?" "Emily," she said. "My name is Jack," he said. "You can trust me." Emily looked at Jack again. He still looked scary, but he also seemed kind. Was he good or bad? She didn't know. The train started to slow down. Jack stood up and looked out the window. Emily saw a newspaper on Jack's seat. There was a photo on the back page. It was Jack's photo. Above it, the headline said, "This man is a dangerous fighter." Now Emily was sure. Jack wasn't just strange. He was dangerous, maybe even a criminal. She had to be very careful. She had to get away from him. Jack turned from the window and said, "We are arriving in Derby soon. Stay with me, I'll help you." The train stopped. Emily quickly stood up and ran to the door. She wanted to escape. But the door was heavy, she couldn't open it. Jack stood behind her. "I'll get it," he said. At the station exit, a guard stopped Emily. "Where is your ticket?" "This ticket says Brighton." "I fell asleep," she said. "I missed Brighton. I don't have any money." "I'll pay," said a voice. It was Jack. "Thank you, sir," the guard replied. "Come on, Emily," Jack said. Emily wanted to run, but she was scared and tired. Derby was a big city, and she didn't know anyone there. Jack called a taxi. "Hop in, Emily," he said. She got in. "The Boxer Hotel," Jack told the driver. The taxi drove through busy streets. There were many cars, shops, and people. Then it turned into a small dark street and stopped. Jack paid the driver. Emily looked around. The street felt quiet and strange. "Come on, Emily," Jack said. She couldn't run. She felt weak, and Jack was big and strong. She followed him into the hotel. Inside was a cafe that looked messy. Two men were drinking and playing cards. They saw Jack. "Hey, Sammy. Come have a drink," one said. "Who's the pretty girl?" Jack took off his coat and sat down. "Hello, Tom." "Hello, Mick," he said. "This is Emily. She's lost." The two men laughed. "She's lost," said Tom. "Poor Emily." "You're a lucky man, Jack. Have a drink." Jack gave Emily a chair. She sat down nervously. Tom had a moustache. Mick had no front teeth. They looked tough. Tom handed Emily a glass. "Here, Emily, have some wine." Emily pushed it away. She thought, "Don't eat or drink anything. They might add something to make me sleepy." Jack called the waiter. "Bring dinner," he said. "Something good and hot." The waiter brought food. Mick put some on a plate and handed it to Emily. The food looked tasty and smelled very good. Emily forgot about her worries and began to eat. She was very hungry. She ate quickly and finished it all. Then she put her spoon down. The men around her were staring. Then they laughed. Emily felt scared again. "Come on, Emily," said Jack kindly. "You're tired. You need to go to bed now." He gently held her arm. "Lock the door, Jack," said Tom. "There are bad people in Derby. Keep her safe." Mick laughed. "Good night, Emily," he said. Jack took her upstairs to a bedroom. Emily's heart was beating fast. "Good night, Emily," Jack said. He smiled. "Don't worry. You're safe here." Emily didn't say anything. Jack seemed nice, but she remembered the newspaper. He was a dangerous fighter. And his friends looked dangerous too. "I have to get away," she thought. Jack left the room, shut the door, and locked it. Then he went downstairs. Emily sat on the bed and cried. She heard the men downstairs, laughing and playing cards. After a long time, she fell asleep. In the morning, the sun was shining. Emily woke up late. She looked outside. The waiter from the cafe was sitting in the street, smoking a cigarette and reading a newspaper. She looked around the room. It was dirty. Old paper was on the floor. In one corner was a small table with a few things. Then she had an idea. She saw a pen on the table. Emily picked it up and wrote on a piece of paper. "Please help me. I want to go to Brighton. My aunt is waiting there." I must escape. I have no money. And no friends. Emily. She threw the note out of the window. The waiter saw it, picked it up, read it, then looked up at her. He smiled and went back into the hotel. Emily waited. She heard voices outside her door. Someone unlocked it. The waiter came in. Someone else was behind him on the stairs. It's a policeman. Emily thought. He's brought help. She ran forward. But it was Jack. He was holding the note in his hand. Good afternoon, Emily, Jack said. You slept in late. You must be hungry. Come on, let's get you some food. We're leaving soon. The waiter smiled at Jack. Emily now understood the truth. The waiter didn't want to help her, he was a friend of Jack's. She went downstairs with Jack, and they gave her some food, but she wasn't hungry. She didn't eat or drink anything. Jack stepped outside to speak with someone in the street. Emily heard voices. What were they talking about? What were they planning? A few minutes later, Jack came back in. Come on, Emily. We need to go now, he said. There was a taxi waiting. They both got in. Where are we going? Emily asked. Jack looked at her. I'll take you to your aunt later, he said. But first, I have an important job. He smiled, but the smile twisted his face. For a moment, he looked scary again. Soon the taxi stopped. Emily and Jack got out. They were outside a big building. There was a sign outside. Emily finally understood, Jack was a boxer. Dangerous fighter didn't mean a criminal, it meant he was good at boxing. Emily followed Jack into the building. It was a huge sports hall with rows of seats all around a boxing ring in the middle. Tom and Mick were already there waiting for them. Stay here, Emily, Jack said. Tom and Mick will look after you. I have to get ready. Tom and Mick shook Jack's hand. Good luck, Jack, said Mick. You'll win for sure, said Tom. Emily smiled at Jack for the first time. Good luck, Jack, she said. Tom and Mick took her to a seat next to the boxing ring. Tom sat on one side of her and Mick on the other. Emily sat quietly as the men chatted excitedly. Jack's going to win, said Tom. Of course, said Mick. He's the best fighter in the country. Emily listened. Jack is famous, she thought. Everyone wants him to win, said Tom. Everyone likes him, agreed Mick. He's a great boxer and a good man. I know a story about Jack, Tom added. One night he was in bed when he heard people shouting in the street. A house was on fire. He ran outside, saw there was a child trapped inside, and he saved that child. But Jack got badly hurt. His face was burned, that's why he has that scar. Poor Jack, said Mick. That's why he looks scary. They both laughed, but kindly. Emily listened quietly. Now she finally understood. She wasn't in danger, she was safe with Jack. She felt bad for judging him too quickly. Will the fight start soon? She asked Tom. Yes, he nodded. Very soon. The hall was now full of people. Boys were selling sweets and drinks. Everyone was laughing and talking excitedly. The referee stood waiting in the ring. The crowd cheered. The match was about to begin, and Emily wasn't scared anymore. "Jack! We want Jack!" the crowd shouted. Jack climbed into the ring. He wore short boxing trunks and big red gloves. He raised both hands in the air. The crowd clapped and cheered loudly. "Jack! Jack! Jack!" they roared. The other fighter stepped into the ring. He was big and strong. "There's Danny," said Tom. "He's a really good fighter." Emily felt worried. "Don't worry," said Mick. "Jack's the best fighter in the country." The referee called both fighters to the center of the ring. He spoke to them quietly for a moment. Then Jack and Danny shook hands and walked back to their corners. A bell rang, and the fight began. Danny was younger and fast. He tried to hit Jack, but Jack dodged every time. Jack's arms were long, and he moved quickly. He landed hard punches on Danny again and again. Emily was on the edge of her seat, holding on tightly. The match went on for a long time. Jack moved fast and hit Danny many times, but Danny didn't fall. Jack was getting tired. He started moving more slowly. Emily was scared again. The crowd cheered loudly, "Jack! Jack!" Emily joined in, "Come on, Jack! Be careful!" Tom and Mick were shouting too. Then Danny hit Jack hard in the face. Blood came from Jack's nose, and one of his eyes looked almost closed. But Jack didn't give up. With all his strength, Jack ran forward and hit Danny with one powerful punch. Danny fell. He didn't move. The referee began to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Danny stayed down. 5, 6, 7. He tried to get up, but he couldn't. 8, 9, 10. Danny stayed on the ground. The fight was over. Jack had won. Emily laughed with joy and clapped her hands. "Well done, Jack. Well done." But no one heard her. Everyone in the hall was shouting, "Jack! We want Jack!" Tom and Mick took Emily to the dressing room. Jack was sitting there, resting. "Hello, Jack," Emily said. "You were amazing." Jack looked surprised. "Hello, Emily," he said. "You're different now. You didn't want to talk to me before." "I'm sorry, Jack," said Emily. "I was frightened." "I understand," said Jack. "I'm big and scarred, and you didn't know me. But I'm not a criminal." "I was wrong," Emily said again. "I'm not frightened now." Jack smiled. "Come on, Emily. Let's get you to Brighton. Your aunt is waiting." Emily said goodbye to Tom and Mick, then got into a taxi with Jack. It was a long journey, and along the way, Emily asked Jack many questions. They talked and talked the whole way. They reached Brighton at night. It was dark, but Jack knew the area well and quickly found her aunt's house. They knocked on the door. Emily's aunt opened it. She was crying. "Oh, Emily, Emily," she said. "Thank goodness you're here." Then she saw Jack. His face was bruised and swollen after the fight. "Who is this man?" she asked. "Don't be upset, Auntie," said Emily. "This is Jack. I fell asleep on the train and missed Brighton. Jack helped me. He took me to a hotel and then brought me here." Her aunt looked at Jack again, then rushed inside. She came back with a newspaper. Jack's photo was on the back page. "Are you Jack the boxer?" she asked. "Yes," Jack replied. Her face lit up. Jack was famous, everyone knew him. "Come in, Jack," she said warmly. "Please sit down. Would you like some tea?" Emily sat quietly, feeling truly happy at last. Her aunt asked Jack many questions. She laughed a lot, she really liked him. Later, Jack stood up. "It's getting late. I should go now," he said. "Can I come see you again?" "Yes, Jack," said Emily, smiling up at him. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more real-life inspired tales, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to English Audio Club, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a story. Your support means the world, and I'll see you in the next one.